The eldest daughter of the portrait, Mary Constance Wyndham, was born to Percy and Madeline in London in summer's dog days on the 3rd of August 1862, and privileged from birth. Percy, called the Honourable P by his friends, was the favoured younger son of the vastly wealthy Lord Leconfield of Petworth House in Sussex, a county some 50 miles southwest of London. Percy's occupation was holding down a family parliamentary seat in the north of England as the Conservative member for West Cumberland. He had a kind heart and the family traits of an uncontrollable temper and an inability to dissemble. It was true of him, as was said of his father, that he had no power of disguising his feelings. If he liked one person more than another, it was simply written on his countenance. Percy's Irish wife, Madeline, was different. Known in infancy as the sunny baby, she was renowned for her expansive warmth. She is an angel. She has the master key of life, love, which unlocks everything for her, and makes one feel her immortal, said Georgiana Burne-Jones, who, like her husband Edward, was among Madeline's closest friends. Yet in courtship, Percy had spoken much of Madeline's reserve. "You sweet mystery," he called her. One of very few to recognise that her personality seemed to be shut up in different boxes, to some of which only she held the key. Madeline, rumoured to be descended from French royalty, had a romantic, disreputable ancestry. Breeding, but no money. She and Percy had married for love. The substantial dowry Madeline had brought to the marriage was provided for her by her doting father-in-law, Lord Leconfield. At the time of Mary's birth, Percy and Madeline were 27 years old, 2 years married, and lived an elegant, leisured life befitting the son and daughter-in-law of one of England's richest men. They divided their time between stately Petworth, Cockermouth Castle, a grandly named but ramshackle family property in Percy's constituency, given to them by his father for their use, and fashionable Belgrave Square, at number 44, where Mary was born. Madeline's mother, Pamela Lady Campbell, came over from Ireland for the birth, and during Madeline's labour sat anxiously with Percy in a little room off her daughter's bedroom. The labour was short, barely 4.5 hours, and difficult. Lady Campbell had threatened to call her own daughter Rhinocera when she was born because of her incredible size. Mary, at birth, weighed an eye-watering 11 pounds. The size and hardness of the baby's head, for which I am afraid I am to blame, Percy told his sister Fanny with apologetic pride, had required the use of forceps to bring the child into the world. Of course we should have liked a boy, but I am very grateful to God that matters have gone so well, Percy concluded. Percy and Madeline's daughter held within her person the blood of Ireland and England, a physical embodiment of the vexed union between the kingdoms. Ireland was not officially a colony. It had shared a crown with England since King Henry VIII's time. Yet since 1800, when its parliament was abolished and its MPs sent, outnumbered, to England's Westminster Parliament, a result of the abortive 1798 Irish rebellion, in which Madeline's grandfather, Lord Edward Fitzgerald, had died a nationalist hero and martyr, Ireland had been little more than an English satellite. In 1844, Parliament debated the motion, "Ireland is occupied, not governed." Benjamin Disraeli, writer and ambitious fledgling MP, described a starving population, an absentee aristocracy, an alien church, and the weakest executive in the world. The novelist was exercising some artistic license. By 1873, only 20% of Ireland's aristocracy were technically absentee. But fundamentally, his depiction was, and remained, true. By the time Mary was a child, the Republican Fenian Brotherhood was conducting a terrorist campaign in London. Instinctively iconoclastic, raised on stories of her rebellious great-grandfather and his French Catholic wife known as La Belle Pamela for her beauty, and widely recognised as the illegitimate daughter of the royal revolutionary Duc d'Orléans and his fiercely intelligent mistress, Madame de Genlis, a disciple of Rousseau's, Mary's childhood sympathies were with the oppressed and not the oppressors. She and her younger brother George, so she said later, were the Fenians of the family.